Grand Rising. Grand Rising. Very, very unseasonably cold in Maine. It's August for crying out loud. Just went out. It's the wee hours of the morning. I woke up and I was shaking because it was so chilly. It's August. It's supposed to be in the 60s and 70s on the overnight. You know, you might have the air conditioning running, but it's cold. It's cold. And it has been for these several days. But what I'm going for here is apologies, and oftentimes I look over the course of my life. It leads to this most recent trip that I had to Bermuda, and I was on a cruise ship, and you know, a fair bit of partying and going, people going out, and not me partying per se. I'm sober, but leading into apologies, and there was a couple of people on the ship, and inevitably on every cruise that I've ever been on. Um, there's always that one person who makes a jackass out of themselves consistently over the course of the cruise, and this trip was no different. And the thing that I picked up on, though, differently on this trip was that this individual had a spouse, and I'd see them like every morning the following day. The previous night, this person had made a jackass of themselves, and they were making these feigning these apologies, and where the clarity came in for me, there was no genuineness to the apology. Well, no, that's not true. There was genuineness to the apology, but the person apologizing for the jackass behavior the previous night and the previous days, the apology was given or offered clearly to assuage their own feelings of shame, guilt, and remorse. It had nothing to do with their partner. And I had another occasion recently where a similar situation, where this person was apologizing to their children for something they had said or done or whatever, and it's irrelevant, but clearly they were apologizing for their feelings of guilt, shame, and remorse. They wanted to assuage their own discomfort. And I've recently found myself, within the past several months, in a position where I feel that I have hurt someone effectively, and hurt their feelings, damaged the relationship. I said or did something that was insensitive. And while I knew very early on in these past several months that I owed an apology, coming to that conclusion of, is this apology that I know that's forthcoming, is this apology for my benefit or for theirs? To offer them some peace and resolution and some peace, to see it not from my perception, not to explain why I did what I did, why I said what I said, why I behaved the way I behaved, etc., but to see it truly from their point of view, from their perspective, or potentially from their point of view or perspective, to put myself in their shoes and to experience and witness and have all the feelings that they may have had during my insensitivities, and to address those, and to have a change of heart to see things, to evolve within myself, to know myself just a little bit better, um, and to adjust accordingly. You know, it was fascinating to me that it took me this long to come to this conclusion. You know, because so many times I wanted to, you know, shall we say, you know, so many times I wanted to pick up the phone and make that apology, but it was for my benefit, not for theirs. The apology is still, it's still there, but I, you know, after having had these two particular experiences, witnessing um, these feigned apologies for their own benefit, it really shed some light on my perceptions of um, apologizing, a genuine, sincere, heartfelt, life-changing apology that would bring peace to the other person and bring some sense of growth and evolution within my own empathy, compassion, sensing and feeling for others when I've wronged them, or hurt them, or, you know, insensitively, ignorantly. Um, you know, it's a 2x4 across the head. You know, like, oh my, you know. And I look back over the course of my journey through sobriety, and one of the larger tenets in you know, sobriety in a program, we may have heard of, you know, the 12 steps in AA or other addiction programs, you know, and there's one of the tenets that, you know, where we make amends to other people, we make an apology, we make an amends, we mend a fence, we rebuild a bridge, or, you know, yet only when to do so would not cause further harm to the person, the relationship, etc. And you know, it's taken its good old sweet time for me, you know, these past few months, to come to that conclusion, and to ponder, and to, you know, to reflect and review on my part, you know, and how I affected someone else, and most importantly, how it affected them and how it felt to them. Put myself in their shoes. Um, powerful moment of clarity. Powerful moment of clarity over these past couple of weeks, going on that cruise, witnessing these things, and you know, having a chat with one of my friends over more recent days, and um, being able to see how I've not been seeing things clearly, you know, even now, you know, and I had the benefit, and here I go again, here I go again, my near-death experience. And there was a very powerful aspect of the near-death experience where, if we are familiar with near-death experiences, or people who have shared their experiences, oftentimes you'll hear somebody talking about a life review, and mine was no different. And the there was an aspect of it where I not only saw, and it was a very objective thing, an objective experience, to see experiences where I had either done something that was um, benevolent, or something that I had done that was insensitive or ignorant, or based out of fear, you know, and I had hurt someone effectively. And in the near death experience, it wasn't just seeing myself and how my choices affected other people, but I also understood in the experience, I was given like this insight or this sensation of how it felt to them. and it was powerful. It was powerful to say the least. And here I am back in physical form, and I'm still struggling with this. Like, I should know better, I should. However, clearly I don't. If this is something that's still occurring. Um, anyway, it's given me a great deal of clarity about viewing this particular relationship where I know what my motives were. I know what my intentions were. There wasn't cruelty or malice, yet it hurt someone. Um, and I need to dig deeper, but I can definitely feel the apology, the genuine apology, um, surfacing and forming the words and the feelings and the emotions, and um, gaining a greater understanding and appreciation for their thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and how they perceive things, their perception of how it unfolded. And I'm very grateful for, it was painful on that cruise ship to watch, to have that moment of clarity, to witness these things. But that pain that I was feeling witnessing it was the pain that I knew that I had inflicted on someone else, um, albeit unintentional, um, in ignorance, in fear. And I'm not proud of that, but here we are. Just wanted just sharing a noodle, a moment of clarity. And when we do apologize, just keeping that ever mindful in our awareness, that are we apologizing to assuage our pain, our shame, our guilt, our remorse, or are we apologizing to bring peace to the person that we've harmed? Simple as that. Um, I'm grateful for this extra time in my life, this time in my life, because um, many people are not afforded the same privilege to correct things, and correct things without any expectation of outcome, regardless of the outcome. No, this is the right thing to do. And it could possibly restore a relationship, heal a relationship, evolve a relationship. That would be nice. But if it does nothing but bring peace to the other person that I've harmed, if it brings nothing more than peace to them, I'm okay with that. You know, um, I just know what my conscience tells me, and I have to listen to that. I have to listen to that, and it hasn't steered me wrong yet. With that, I'll just say peace that surpasses your own understanding, our own understanding, a love and a clarity of self-awareness of how much we affect and impact one another, lovingly or fearfully. And I hope you have a glorious day, filled with divine serendipities and friends and family and strangers that either bring some clarity and joy to our lives, or that we bring to them. Peace.